So yeah, people going out there and they're going out and they're saying that it's that that's the only way to go about things. That to have some chicken, that a chicken has to be tortured to get some chicken because that's the only way they can see to go about things. Or is it that they put the chemicals on the plants and that's the only way to grow a plant? Well, no, that's not the way. You do it properly, and if you can do that properly, then you can do the other thing properly too. All right. Then you got these vegetarians out there. You got these vegetarians that are going around that are milking cows, that are thieving the milk off cows and saying it's okay because some book told them to do it. All namely in the Hinduism section. Don't you reckon that if you're going to look after the cow and respect the cow, that you leave that milk alone because it's for its offspring? How's the calf meant to be drinking its milk when you're going in there and you're milking the cow for it? Well, how's the calf going to get its milk? Is it that you figure that you can drink it too and you can be not feel the consequences, not suffer the consequences? Does your body grow up to be a ton? Is it designed as a cow's to drink that milk? So don't go around with foolish lactose indoctrinations as if that's why people don't have it. The people don't have it because they're not cows. Why should they drink it when they're not a cow? How you reckon that their body's gonna feel this if they have it? So you got these vegetarians, and then you go, what else? You got these people that say omnivores that it's okay to eat anything. It's not okay to eat anything. There's got to be a certain thing to eat. You can't just go around eating anything and expect things to be okay. And then you got your paleo thing and people with this whole indoctrination saying that, oh, once people were cavemen and that were eating raw meat so that they got to eat raw meat. How is it that they know that? Well, they're under the impression that Earth's in a straight line and people came from nothing and it were amazingly all of a sudden here, and then it goes and goes and goes and there's no ending to it. And that once there was a small amount of people and now it's growing, and there's been in the past 20 years 2 billion extra people on the earth in 20 years, and they're saying that 100 years ago that there was a billion, or maybe only in the millions. 100 years ago. So you got these people out there eating all their paleo. So, you know, people are going insane nowadays. They don't know what to have. Okay? You got all sorts of indoctrinations out there, but you got to know that you got to eat something, and that whatever you put in your body is going to get you in the mood to do whatever it is that you're doing. And, if you want to exercise and keep fit and healthy, you got to, the main things to have are protein and carbs. That's the main thing. People say you got to have fat. Okay, maybe you got to have fat, but know that toiletries, soap and that's made from fat. The main thing that's made from is fat. So, I'm saying that if you're going to have fat, if you're going to eat it, you got to, just be careful and have maybe a little bit, and, don't go all out on it and say you got to have all this fat. Because, toiletries and soap is made from fat. Food is more of in the carbohydrates, protein sector. So, go over there and try that. All right. So, I've put in some effort here, and, and in coming to know things over the years, and, I've put posts on, say, there are creatures out there with horns. Creatures out there with horns. What is it that you figure that the horns are related to in every scripture? All these satanic figures. Well, then you got the creatures with the wings. These mythical beings with wings. And what do you reckon that's related to? Oh, probably chicken. They're the two main things people eat on the earth. So if you think about it, you might say all those books are nonsense. And yeah, a lot of it sounds as if to be nonsense, but there's got to be some truth that comes out of it. And, metaphorically speaking, those given as a clue and as an example there left over from an era that once was. If you study this back here, you can see that people once were something and that they came to be nothing, and that here this is the time here actually where there's a transition happening now. So that's why I say if you're going to eat it, maybe just try chicken. If you haven't had it, try it. Be consistent. I'm being consistent in that regard. It's tasty. I can eat it on a daily basis. There's billions of chicken for everybody. There's not if you type in an AI, if you look at the calculations, there's not enough ruminants. There's not enough of those animals for everybody to have anyway on a daily basis. So, and there's no equal portion. You got a leg, you got a shoulder, you got this part, you got that part. Just take that into account when you're eating food, that whatever you have, there's got to be enough for everybody else to have. And for example, I eat food cool. I never eat hot food. I never drink hot drinks. Everything's room temperature. Everything's at the temperature of my body, ambient. So it doesn't have to heat up or cool down. When I have it, it adapts to the food it's having normally. So you're not going to get into anything heated, or, your body's not going to have to go to lengths to make something that its temperature, that it's going in at the same temperature that it is. So you're going to be calm, So there's another thing to weigh up too, So there's all these things. So as long as you're keeping that in aware of that, and having a goal to be fit, you should get good results. You study the people that are getting those results, and you start to get in the mood to do those exercises. I'm not very satisfied with where I'm at the moment in regards to exercise. I really want to achieve more in that regard. There's a lot in life that I haven't got at the moment, and I need to achieve more in those areas. So I'm not, if you want to figure that I'm some highly advanced in a spot that nowhere else, just know that I'm suffering too. That there's a lot of things I don't have, and yeah, I might be able to, if I was to go for a jog, I'd probably be able to jog for kilometers without, for kilometers and kilometers. But, I haven't got the choice hasn't come for me to go for that jog. I've got other things to do. I'm busy. I'm walking for 2 or 3 hours tonight, about 3 hours to 4 hours every night, with heavy bags, 20 kilos each bag, emptied along the way, looking after animals. It's like, that's what I'm in the mood to do. That's what my exercise is being all basically focused around. It's a bit impractical at the moment in that regard. I'm looking to get some help with that, and to maybe have a gym at home, or go to a gym, or wherever the equipment is at, so that I can, do the exercises properly. The fighting exercise, I put a short on that. I established something in 2012, so it's been 12 years ago, and I really haven't been able to live up to those days I was averaging what I was averaging then, and it's frustrating, but I'm just keeping focused on year to year, that I figured out basically in my head where I'm at, and it's as if other areas are coming along with it, and everything's going to come all together. But I've just had to step away from that. That's why I don't have everything finished yet. So I'm 42. I'm putting something together here. If anybody that knows me, that's been following me for a while, knows where I'm at and what I'm doing. If you look at my other videos, you'll see what I'm about and what I'm going on about. This is the year 2026. And something big's got to happen for me soon. I know where I'm going. I've got to move out of this place soon and get into an area where I can really begin focusing on other areas of my goals, and maybe getting other people involved. So hence more videos and such as this, and more things to come. So all right, think about that, everybody. Ingredients, what you're putting in your body to get the results, to get the results. Don't put a video up and show off, and or you could do exercise or whatever. If you can do those exercises, tell the people what you're putting in your body. For example, I've been having for over 10 years now, 1 kilogram of rice cooked makes a few kilograms. That's what I eat every day. Without fail, medium to short grain rice, I eat that every day with about 2 chicken breasts to a chicken. Now I'm adding the whole chicken in there, trying to get, because it's more tasty. It's not as dry. So, on and off, I simmer the breast in brine, salt water, so gets a bit of taste there. I notice cooking the full chicken, you get a bit more taste with, the legs and that in there, and, don't have the skin. The skin can give you pimples. I'm just having a little bit of fat now at the moment, because I've stayed away from fat for the past 10 years. Believe it or not, I haven't been eating fat, and I noticed my hair has been beginning to lose my hair, so I figured maybe because I wasn't having much fat, and that's why my hair's been thinning at the top. So I've done a bit of studying, and I've heard that eating fat or oils, it makes the hair grow. So I've put a bit of fat in there. I'm starting to play with a bit of oil this year and go back to that because I was having a bit of that many years ago. So, so that's where I'm at sort of at the moment. Drinks, I tell you, it's 0.5 kilogram of rock salt per litre of water. So I'm drinking that right now without fail after my meals every day. That's basically all I drink now. I've been putting um, now I've been testing out those pre-workout drinks. I've never had them before, but I've had to go there and test out because aminos in that. So there might be some area of aminos in that. So I've tested aminos before, but never in pre-workout drinks. I've always purchased the aminos separate by themselves. So if you check out my last video on it explains aminos and that and so I've had to go, test that. And it's only been testing the past, say, few months, couple of months. It's going sort of all right, but I've found a couple of ingredients in there that I know. But I'm sort of, just sort of working at it. Got some citric acid. If you want a bit of flavour, you can get citric acid from the shop. It's like $1 or a couple of dollars for some citric acid. You can put a little bit of citrate to the water, a tiny bit. All it takes is a tiny bit to make it sort of a lemony sort of, and boom, you can drink it real fast, and you can get rehydrated fast if you're finding it difficult to drink water. So that's a way, you got all these drinks out there. You can't just settle for water. A car not only needs the fuel, a car needs the water, a car needs coolant, a car needs transmission fluid, a car needs brake fluid, a car needs the windshield wiper fluid. Imagine what a body needs. It's very similar. You got, your fuel, you got, your various liquids or drinks that you drink during the day. Some people have coffee, some people have tea, some people have, there's these sport drinks, Gatorade and this and that. And then, you got your other drinks out there, the pre-workout drinks. So there's always these 2 or 3 drinks to have. All I have is really one at the moment. I'm testing caffeine, not coffee, but pure caffeine anhydrous. Maybe I need some alkaloids in that regard. Maybe that matches up to the windscreen wiper fluid. They use sort of ingredients that are similar to that. So, you got to really think about how the body works and how to get it to work. And so this is where I'm at. And so bringing everybody up to date here with the things I know. And so, yeah, so anybody is putting videos out there, tell everybody what you're having, and so they can know what gets people in the mood. And don't just put videos up there of you doing stuff. Yeah, it's inspirational, but you really need to tell people where you're coming from or where you're getting those results from, because so they get them on board too, more so in such regard. Okay, so taking care, and see you later.